What's going on? What's going on? Brutus here with your next transition video. For this video, I'm going to just bring an update of where my 8.5 is currently at and let you guys know one tip how I'm augmenting my army to be successful and impactful in war. Again, the focus of the transition video is about those that go from one town hall level to the other, not dropping a specific or some specific defenses, managing your war weight value as you so that you're able to be an influence or impact onto the war without burdening your clan. So in summation, that's basically prioritizing your upgrade to include offense over defense first, not engineering it, because eventually once we get a full Town Hall 9 army, and we're almost there, I will start to drop expos and so on and so forth. So what have we missed in the last one? I really can't remember. I finished all my troop space. So in the last ones where I've had a few 99%, I always said that if I had the queen ability or just extra 10 troop space, that would have been 3. Well, now there's no excuse. My queen is at level 4. She'll soon will be the cloak ability, but I do want to keep her at level 4 because I'd like to show you guys how I farm using queen walk at level 4. With no cloaking ability, plus you'll want to try to do it in a war so you guys can see how you have to adjust and why it's probably usually not the best option. But with this one, 220 is there. We put the heal spell in the laboratory. It's almost done. The next thing I put in here might be giants for an HGHB, which is really effective. And some people have asked, why don't you put giants for HGHB? Well, I still have level 4 hogs. I'm not doing any DE troop upgrades until my queen gets to at least level 5. Level 10 is ideal. Anyway, I digressed a little bit too far. Let's go into a prior war here to show you and talk through 2 attacks. Let's just go through that. So here's the first. I don't expect these to be hard bases. That's not what I'm trying to say. But what I'm the theme of this video, and both of these I'm using a cold blood. When I decide, I have a 30 troop space. Why I commonly choose a golem, a max golem, or just a golem heavier than I can currently bring. I currently only have level 2 golems, and not a max hound, is you do want the hounds to pop. So by having a stronger hound, the likelihood of your hound popping is not as great. Why you need your hound to pop for this army that I'm doing, whether it's a queen, is because sorry, where was it? The cleanup pups behind you. That's usually what you do. With not having the queen ability, you're really limited on your attacking force of your power. So I rather have more time given to my queen, who doesn't have the same attacking force like a level 12 or a higher teen queen. So by giving her more time, it allows her to do more damage to the same structures within a longer period of time. And then with the other thing I do is I almost always, rather than using a level 2 jump, which I have, I almost always use a rage and wall breakers. And the reason why I do this is because it has to do with the attacking force of your kill squad. Your queen does not do very much damage per second at this low level. And she will become a pivotal force in your kill squads and all strategies moving forward as she gets leveled up. But until she gets to like 20, you can't really do some of the really hard-hitting strategies such as suicide royals and things like that. Or just a naked queen and just have her go by herself behind a BK and just take out some stuff. So until that happens, you need some help. By investing a jump, you get more access to the base with more time, but you don't have any attacking force behind it because the queen is so weak. So we go to ×2 here. By putting down a rage, you increase her damage per second, but you also increase the damage or attacking force of some wizards behind. So there's 2 things that I take away from this transition video whenever you're deciding to attack a base. And the next one might be a little bit more better to illustrate. So if I come out of here, I forget which one it was. Doesn't matter. Down there. Both of these fresh hits. Here's one that's probably a little bit more common. I'm going to pause. Obviously, I reduced the number of loons. to give me 2 Valkyries and a giant. Their job is to really just, it's a level 1, but I just want it out of the picture. And there's a hole in the base. Oh no, there is there? Yeah, there's a hole in the base right in between here. So you'll see that that's how I do that. But I really want to get to this section right here. If I put a jump there, that just means that I don't have a rage. I do need the heal. You'll see how I use the haste and the heal. It's a level 1 haste, so I do kind of need a lot of them. You can't really skimp on them, at least in the way that I attack, I don't. But I really need the rage, and you'll see how I do it. By putting the rage down rather than a jump, because that gives you most likely access to 2 layers. If you put wall breakers, this one I don't do, sorry, but if you rage the entry and have your rage overlap the first layer of the wall, you can wall breaker in. If you bring 5 wall breakers, 1 test, then 2 and 2, they'll break 2 walls. Raged wall breakers, kind of like the old school as we push play here, kind of like the old school go wipe from way back in the day, where you rage the kill squad, you rage to break in, and then you heal to sustain. A lot of people would rage their wall breakers to get even deeper, more access to the base. So whenever I'm doing a cold blood, it is almost always the case so far that in all my attacks that I've done that I use this army composition, a max golem in the CC to give me more time that's needed. Watch this golem get annihilated by this dragon loon. Watch, and then the rage goes down. The rage not only rages the queen when she steps up, but it rages my wizards as well. So that is how I offset the lack of attacking force of my queen, by going heavier on the wizards and making sure that they're raged. And then I usually can get the same targets of what I'm looking for without relying upon the cloaking ability of a queen that I simply don't have yet. The rest is just standard stuff that we'll see. So hopefully those talking points were helpful for you, and why I choose to usually rage a kill squad, have a more time in a higher golem, and banking on the fact that I have lower hounds, because I do want them to bust anyway, and the heal usually sustains the loons to finish off whatever's left. As you can see right here, I got 3 hounds coming in, underdeveloped air defenses, but my hounds are going to pop, and those are all cleanup pups. So one thing that you need to see in this replay, I think this one does a great job doing it, is I had mentioned the loon update of the past. I had mentioned that the loon's behavior is not so much is actually helpful for cleaning up. Let me see right here. All right, let's see if we can't catch a good one. So looking at these loons, let me see if I can't find one that's kind of like that. The loons used to pause. They would fly towards where they need to go. There's a great one. This structure right here that this loon took out, this loon right here was already traveling towards it. If you didn't catch it, rewind it just about 15 seconds. This loon that I have highlighted was heading towards this structure that the other loon just destroyed. Prior to the update, the loon right here would stop. It would pause. The hogs would do the same if they're targeting a defense or whatever. They will pause for about a half second to 3/4 of a second. That was really impactful for cleanup, as well as when you're trying to overwhelm a base towards the last defense. That pause. Watch what happens to this loon that I have highlighted now. They no longer pause. They keep traveling. So they keep moving. They never stop. We might see a little bit more over here, unless it's towards the right. Yeah, we might see the pack of loons right here. Possibly. Pause. Wait, no, go. This one. This structure should go down. This loon is traveling towards it. I think that actually might be the 3. It goes down, it keeps moving. You see how that loon does not stop moving? It keeps heading in the general direction and then immediately turns on a dime. So that right there helps the cleanup as well as the attacking strategy, because if you're heading towards a compact section of defenses and the one goes down and there's one right behind it or to the left, the loons won't stop heading that direction to get it. So when I had mentioned that they Supercell had attended to nerf the loons and they have secretly buffed it, that's what I mean. That yeah, they decreased the damage, the first damage per attack. Not the first, but they just decreased the damage per attack and increased the rate of attack rather. they still didn't talk about this change right here, and that actually helps on cleanup and things like that. It's a lot like what happened with the miners when miners were so overwhelming and everyone was talking for a nerf, and they said, okay, we did it, and they actually made it worse. They made it travel slower, so they stay underground longer, so they get healed longer. It's kind of like that. So I do expect another tweak to happen to the loons in the near future, because what they did, I'm sorry, it just really didn't. I shouldn't complain. I really shouldn't, because they didn't nerf it to the ground. But I wanted to call that out so you guys could have a visual example of what I've been trying to say in the past and why I still love, like, Lalo is still very much the meta in my opinion. Anyway, hopefully those talking points were helpful for you as I lower brand new Town Hall 8.5 heading into the Town Hall 9 world. Once again, it's Brutus reminding you, you got to be better than a double, and I'll check you next time.